In this tutorial, we're going to look through the interaction system within Survival RPG Engine. The interaction system lets you engage with objects in the world. Each interactable object can have its own unique functionality and messaging. Additionally, there is a looking at feature for the interaction system. This allows you to interact with and impact aspects of the world simply by looking at them. For example, the NPC will look at you when you look at it. Interaction also includes optional outlines. Let's go take a look at how this works. The bulk of the functionality is contained within the interaction component. On Begin Play, we start a timer that is used for the interaction component. By default, this is set to 0.2 seconds, which means it happens far less often than if it was on tick. Additionally, this only runs on the client, ensuring it is performant even in multiplayer. Update Target is run first. This will complete 2 traces that attempt to look for a new, interactable target. The first trace will attempt to hit any visible object, and the second trace will only look for interactable objects. This is to ensure that you can't interact through walls or other objects. Once a target has been hit, we store the impact normal and check if the hit is within the hit distance. If so, we then check if the target is actually interactable or not and update the interaction widget. The interaction widget is a world widget that lives on the player and moves to the location of the interactable as needed. This ensures we're not spawning and deleting widgets anytime we look at something, allowing for smoother UI performance. Finally, we set the target. Set target will only change if the incoming target is different than the current target. There's also interaction checks that tie into the open world system. For more details on these, check the open world review video. Next, we check the build refund. This only runs if the player is currently in build refund mode. If they are, this will move the refund to the actor that is being looked at if it is a valid building that can be refunded. Finally, we set the outline and looking at functionality. This only runs when a target is changed. First, the previous target is set to no longer being looked at, and the new target is set as looked at. Outline is optional and set through the interface on the object. We'll come back to the server look at in a minute. Next, let's look at the interaction functionality when the player presses the interaction button. First, we check if the target is interactable. This ensures we're keeping everything client-side until we need to. We also do a check on the incoming interaction timer and reset a false hold bool. This prevents the player from holding down the interaction button and instantly interacting with objects that have interaction timers. We then pass the interaction time to the server and update the client UI. On the server, we run the interaction trace again. This is to ensure that the object is valid. We then check if it is interactable and finally attempt to interact with it. Interaction is controlled per interactable through the interface. Going back to the look at functionality, once we've confirmed the target, we pass this to the player controller, which executes it on the server. This will check and then call looking at on the server, ensuring that the functionality is replicated. This is optional and can be disabled on interactable objects that don't require it. Finally, looking at the interaction button input, we use enhanced inputs and start, stop, and update based on the triggered, started, and completed outputs. The elapsed seconds are used for the interaction time. I hope this has given you a quick rundown of the interaction system and how Survival RPG Engine can quickly and easily enable you to create your dream game. For more updates and videos, don't forget to like and subscribe.